Good evening, my dear fangs. Welcome to the cavern. I'm Kasara, for those of you who don't know me, the host of the channel. I hope you all are doing amazingly well and had a great long weekend, if you had one, because I know not everybody did. Tonight's movie review is The Strangers and The Strangers Pray at Night. I have yet to see the latest one, but I have read that it's not a continuation, but a reboot or standalone film. Although I heard that there's a couple more in the series that are coming out. I'm just not sure when. Since The Strangers was released in 2008 and The Strangers Pray at Night was released in 2018, so 10 years apart, there will be spoilers. If you'd like to give them a watch or rewatch, they are available on Max, if you have it. If not, you may have to rent them, but they shouldn't be that expensive since they are kind of old. So The Strangers centers around couple James Hoyt and Kristen McKay, whom arrive at James's isolated childhood summer home after attending a wedding. I believe it was James's brother, I want to say, who was getting married, but I don't really remember. What was supposed to be a celebration of their new engagement was instead one of despair. James had proposed to Kristen, to which she declined. And since James felt that it would be best for them to have space to think, because they're both hurt, both are upset, he contacts his friend Mike to pick him up in the morning. A knock on the door alerts them to a young woman asking if Tamara's home. After dismissing the girl, James leaves to pick up cigarettes for Kristen. While he is away, the young woman returns, asking the same question. Kristen once more dismisses her and soon realizes someone has been in the house. Since her cell phone is missing and the smoke detector that I believe she put on the counter is now sitting on the chair. The three assailants toy with the couple until sunrise. The movie doesn't have a happy ending, and the screenplay was inspired by the multiple homicide of the Manson family, the Tate family murders, and a series of break-ins that occurred in Brian Bertino's neighborhood as a child. A few journalists noticed some similarities between the film and the Ketty cabin murders that occurred in Ketty, California in 1981. Although, I should say 1981, I don't know if I said 1881, but I meant 1981. Although Bertino did not cite them as a reference, and I'm not really familiar with the Ketty cabin murders. If you'd like me to look into that and do a video about those murders, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to do it. The Strangers Pray at Night is set in a secluded trailer park in Toledo, Ohio. This is, of course, the sequel. A family of four, Cindy, her husband Mike, and their two children, Luke, age 17, and Kinsey, 15, take a trip to the trailer park to spend some time together before Kinsey leaves for boarding school. I don't honestly know what happened for the reasoning behind why they chose boarding school. I just know that she was troubled. Something happened with her and her friends at school. I'm not sure what. If you know, let me know in the comments, because that part bothered me. I wish there was more basically there to explain why the family is stressed out, and there's a lot of tension between Cindy, Mike, and Kinsey. Luke kind of too. So if you have, like, more backstory to the characters, let me know. After arriving at the trailer park, a young woman knocks on the front door, asking for Tamara, but Cindy turns her away. Meanwhile, Kinsey and Luke discover their aunt and uncle's mutilated bodies inside another trailer. The siblings return home to tell their parents. Mike follows Luke to find the bodies, while Kinsey stays behind with her mother. When they return inside the trailer, they find that their cell phones have been smashed. And just then, basically after they discover this, Dollface attacks them. Cindy assists Kinsey in escaping and sacrifices herself to save her daughter. The masked trio hunt and toy with the remaining family members, but this time Kinsey and Luke are able to fight back and kill all three assailants. The scene with Kinsey in the back of the pickup truck while being pursued by the man in the mask reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if any of you found that to be pretty similar. What were your thoughts on these two films? Did you enjoy them, or did you find there are better slasher films than these? Personally, I love both films, although the first one I found to be far more terrifying, especially since things weren't all in your face. This one kind of was, I guess you could say. You knew what was going to happen, whereas The Strangers, I wasn't sure what was going on. And it was unnerving to see the man in the mask watching Kristen from the shadows. And right before she turns around, he's gone. It was just so unnerving that they were basically torturing this poor couple for no apparent reason except for the fact that they were home. However, I still liked the second one. I liked how the brother and sister were able to save each other from the murderers, although it was tragic what happened to their parents. Do you think they should have continued with the unhappy ending like the first film, or have having the siblings survive being a nice twist? Because I honestly wasn't sure they would survive when I first watched the movie because of the first film. It was somewhat surprising to see two survivors instead of one like the typical slasher films. It's always the final girl. Very few not survival horror, but slasher films have a male survive. Like, there's always the final girl, never the final guy. So it's interesting to see when both a man and a woman survive. Stay Alive was one that did it, and I thought it was so cool that they did it. It was not something I was expecting. Same with the second Nightmare on Elm Street film. There was a male final character that survived, which was still really cool. I kind of want them to do it more often, I guess you could say, although I guess we would expect it because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, let me know what you think, if we should have more final guys. Or a good mix of the two. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Regardless, next week we may be playing a new survival horror game. I'm not sure yet. If it is, I'll most likely go back to Alien Isolation. The reason why I'm thinking of trying something new is because Fear I'm having so many issues with the lag. And Fossil Fuel, I don't know how to get by the 20 Raptor assault. I have no idea. And there's no tutorials or walkthroughs. If you have played Fossil Fuel and you've gotten by that, let me know what you did, what worked for you. I'm willing to try anything at this point, except for cheats. I like trying to figure things out on my own. But anyways, I feel I owe you a complete gameplay of Alien Isolation since I stopped partway and kind of ruined it by figuring out how to get by the first human enemies on my own without showing all of you. And the reason why I went off on my own was trying to figure out how to do it so I could show you guys, because I was stuck trying to gather everything while also trying to sneak by them undetected in a short window. This time I won't do that, so you'll have to bear with me through my fuck-ups and me being stuck. So you're gonna have to just deal with it. Next week's movie review will be Pandora, which is available to stream on Hoopla, Tubi, Freevee, and Prime Video if you want to check those out this weekend. It's kind of an old movie from 2009, so most likely I'm going to spoil it for those of you who have not seen this movie. I've never seen it, and it kept getting recommended to me by my streaming services, so I was like, fuck it, let's just give it a watch and see if it's any good. So I'll let you know what I thought of it next week. If you have a movie you'd like to suggest or a game, let me know in the comments. I'm always open for suggestions. To the new subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the Fangdom. It's a great group. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It is a huge help to me and the channel, so I really appreciate it. And tell your friends if you really like my channel. Because, well, it's a nice help. Family and friends, tell them all. Anyways, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Relax, take it easy, chill. And I will see you all next time, and take care until then. Good night, everybody.